I looked at him, and I said it was perfectly fine to sleep in the same bed as my male friend. My husband did not argue with me. He simply vanished into thin air, leaving me completely alone in a silence I never expected. At that time, I truly felt I was doing nothing wrong at all. That is the part that scares me the most now that I look back at that version of myself. I am frightened by how normal and okay I made it seem in my own head. If someone had told me a year ago that I would lose the man I loved because I shared a bed with my best friend, I would have laughed. I would have said, "Oh, you do not understand. He is just a friend." It is not like that at all. That was the whole problem. I kept saying, "It is not like that," until the day my boyfriend stopped believing me. Then he was gone. Before I continue the rest of this story, I want to invite you to stay with us for more stories about real people in their lives. A group of caring experts who really care about you shares these, because they are much more than just drama. They are meant to be gentle warnings about the human heart and the boundaries people often ignore until it's far too late to fix things. We want to help you see these moments in your own life so you can protect what matters most. My boyfriend and I had been together for almost 2 full years. He was not the type of person who was controlling or insecure in the way people sometimes talk about men. He was a steady, calm, and very mature man. He was the kind of person who trusted me completely without checking my phone or asking 1,000 questions about my daily plans. He used to bring me coffee every morning and always made sure my car was safe to drive. That trust made me feel so safe and cared for. But in a very foolish way, it also made me feel like I could push the limits of our relationship without facing any real consequences. I thought his love was a safety net that would always be there to catch me. My male best friend, Ryan, had been in my life since our college days. We had been through absolutely everything together. We shared breakups, family problems, and the stress of our very first jobs. He was a friend I always called when I was crying and needed someone to listen. He knew my history and could read my mood without me saying a word. To me, that was just what a good friendship looked like. But to my boyfriend, it looked like a deep connection that should really only belong in a relationship. He never told me to stop being friends with Ryan, but he did feel uncomfortable sometimes. It was not jealousy, but a quiet, worried concern. He would say things like, "Ryan really leans on you a lot," or, "You think you two have good boundaries?" I would always laugh it off and call him silly. I told him Ryan was just like a brother. That line is very easy to say, but it is also very hurtful when you use it as a shield to hide the truth. Everything changed on a weekend in the spring. Ryan had just gone through a messy breakup. He called me late at night, upset and drinking, saying he could not be alone. I told my boyfriend Ryan was having a hard time, and I wanted to go over to check on him. My boyfriend did not try to stop me. He just said, "Okay, bye. Be careful." I drove over to Ryan's place, thinking I was being a good friend. He was a complete mess. His eyes were red and his apartment smelled like old food and sadness. He kept saying he did not know how to breathe without her. I stayed for hours talking to him, making sure he had something to eat and helping him calm down. By the time it was 2 a.m., he begged me not to leave. "I cannot handle being all alone tonight," he said. I should have gone home. I should have called my boyfriend and told him I was leaving. Instead, I made the choice that ruined everything. I told myself I would sleep on the couch, but Ryan insisted I take the bed. He promised he would sleep on the other side. No touching, no weirdness. I let myself believe him. I texted my boyfriend, "I am staying here tonight so Ryan does not get worse. I will sleep in the bed, but it is fine. Nothing is happening." I thought being honest would cancel out the fact that I was being disrespectful. My boyfriend did not reply right away. I stared at my phone, waiting for him to say, "Okay," because I needed his permission to feel like a good person. Finally, he wrote, "Do what you want." That did not feel like permission. It felt like the end of our life together. I woke up and checked my phone. No messages. No good morning text. I called him, but it went straight to his voicemail. At first, I thought he was just busy. Then I thought he was mad. But the silence felt very heavy. I drove home at noon and went straight to his apartment. No answer. I knocked and texted, Please talk to me. I am home. Hours passed. Nothing. That night, I could not sleep a single wink. I thought about his last message. Do what you want. It was not anger. It was giving up. The next day, the building manager told me he had moved out the night before. My stomach dropped. I called his sister, but she did not answer. I called his friend. He finally said, "He is done. He does not want drama. Please stop calling him." I felt like ice water was poured into my chest. I could not understand how he could just vanish without a fight. Then I realized he already had closure. He did not need to hear me because my actions had already said everything. He saw a woman who crossed a line and then called it fine. He saw someone who did not protect the love we had. 3 days later, he texted one paragraph. He said he was not fighting or accusing me of cheating. He was leaving because he could not be in a relationship where his partner thinks it is normal to share a bed with another man. He said my actions made his feelings seem small. "That is not love to me," he wrote. "That is not loyalty. I wish you the best." No shouting, just a goodbye. I cried until my face hurt. I wanted to beg him to stay. But the deep truth was, he was right. Even if nothing physical happened, I still chose another man's comfort over my boyfriend's feelings. I was careless. I did not lose him because of Ryan's breakup. I lost him because I did not protect our trust. Trust means you care for the relationship even when no one is watching. I failed. My boyfriend did not leave to punish me. He left to save himself from more pain. Some people do not fight when they are disrespected. They leave quietly the moment they realize they are no longer being chosen. Now, when I hear someone say it is fine, I remember the night I said it and lost everything I loved.